You're down with the way, you're second guessing everything. You're lost in your mind, think everybody's listening.
So today I'm here with Ciaran and Mikey from the band Light Grey, who have joined me to chat a bit more about the banter. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Ciaran. I sing and I play guitar in Light Grey.
I'm Mikey and I play bass in Light Grey.
Yeah, thanks for joining me on my channel.
No problem.
You're in a band with Connor as well. How did you all meet?
Yeah, so Connor couldn't be here right now because he lives quite far away from us, but he will hopefully be back down soon. But we all met. So I knew Mikey from school. We played in bands when we were younger, but we never were in a band together. I moved away and we got back in touch, started sending demos to each other. And yeah, our songs just kind of grew from there. And then it got to a stage where like, okay, we're going to need a drummer now. So I joined this app called Vamper, which is kind of like Tinder for musicians, as weird as it sounds. But that's where we met Connor, and he was just perfect. Like, he liked all the same tunes as us and same bands, and we were like, okay, cool, let's give him a message, and that's what happened.
That's good. So how did you come up with the name Light Grey for your band?
Well, it's kind of hard coming up with names for bands, so we wanted something that was simple enough that people could remember it, and something that wasn't taken already. So I picked Light Grey because it's such like a clean slate. Like it doesn't really have any like, you know, weird like anything to do with it. Like, it's just a nice clean name.
And what I find cool about it as well is, like, from what you can see from our stuff, like, we're a very colorful band. We try not to be Light Grey, which I think contradicts the name, which I quite like that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Good. So you've recently just released your single Bitter. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah, so Bitter came around because, again, Mikey will send me something like a little idea or whatever.
Like I'll write like a guitar thing,
yeah,
and I'll think that it's okay, it's fine, it'll do, and then I'll send it to Ciaran, and he'll be like, "Oh, this is great. We need to make this into a song."
Yeah, so that's how it came about. Like, we wrote it just before the start of summer, and it just had such a summery vibe that I just wanted I wanted to get that out as soon as possible. Yeah. So we really worked really hard to get it sounding as good as we could. Send it off to record, or send it off to be mixed. Like, we're lucky enough to be able to record ourselves. We sent it off to our friend Stephen. He mixed it, and yeah, like it's just got loads of summer vibes. I really like it. It's about how, like, you know, summer love, if you have someone that, you know, you're with over the summer and then maybe they go away, and yeah, that's really it.
I like the song. I've heard it. I really like the vibe behind it.
Oh, thanks so much.
Right. So the artwork for the single is amazing. Could you tell us how, like, what inspired it and how you designed it?
So once we had thought of the name Bitter, I had kind of started messing around with like what kind of art we wanted for it, and I drew there's been a bit of a debate whether or not it's an orange or a lemon, but I drew a citrus fruit. We'll say that. And I didn't really think much of it, and I sent it off to Ciaran, and then he added all like the colorful kind of background.
And again, it kind of goes back to how, like, we're called Light Grey, but we don't want to be grey. Like, everything is pinks, blues, you know, and that album art kind of combines everything we love. Like, that I feel like that's my brain. Like, my brain is just full of colors and like movement, and that's it.
Like, it's good. So what was the process you went through to create the song?
Yeah, so like you said, you know, Mikey will write something and we'll send it over, and like, if I see some kind of potential in something, or I might like a certain part of it, and then I'll just keep expanding it to the point that it's just become something more than it is, and then the two of us will sit down together and we'll kind of refine it, make it more kind of exactly how we imagine.
Yeah, and we'll all like it'll start off as like a really rough idea, and we'll all slowly add bits to it. So even if a song started, we could have started writing a song 6 months ago, we'll still be kind of adding little bits to it.
Because we're never fully happy with anything, and we always want to add more. But it comes to a stage where you have to just be like, okay,
This is as much as we can do.
Yeah, for sure.
So just going back with you saying about the way you create songs, what's the favourite song you've written and why?
It would either be between Bitter or maybe Cassidy. I feel like Cassidy has kind of more of a personal message to me. But also I just love the vibe behind Bitter and how kind of boppy it is. And, you know, like the second we got it back from mix, I went out driving, I put my windows down, it was nice and sunny, and that's exactly how I imagine people listening to it. So it's a close tie between those two. But yeah,
I think my favorite is Bubblegum, because it's kind of like, it's the first song that we did like starting the band, and it just, I think it's like the perfect kind of idea of us. Like it's where we started from, like, and it's nice to see that like people still really like it.
Yeah, that's good. So you've played lots of gigs, both full sets and acoustics. What's been your favourite gig to date and why?
So for me, like, it's definitely the most fun gig we've played. We played a show for the first time in the UK last summer. We played over in Norwich, and we had loads of fun there. Yeah. There was people that we never knew liked us, came and they said hi, and that was kind of a highlight for me because of that.
Like, because when you're playing gigs in like your local area, you start to recognize faces, but when you go somewhere completely different and you're seeing these people and you're like, oh,
how do you know
us? How do you know us?
Yeah, that's the best bit.
I think my favorite gig is we played a really, really nice acoustic gig with Forever Came Calling. I think that was really cool because it's kind of one of the bigger artists we've gotten to play a gig with.
That sounds good. So what's one message you'd give to your fans?
I always say this to them when I can, but I always say just be yourself. I spent way too long thinking people aren't going to like me for me, and I want our fans to know that, you know, we were in the same boat, and, you know, come grow with us, you know. Yeah, that's for me anyway. Yeah. How about you?
Well, I think just like feel free to approach us, like, because the whole idea of like fans is kind of feels weird.
Yeah,
like I'd rather just treat people as friends, you know, like, because we're really lucky that we have like people that like want to talk to us and want to engage with us on Instagram and Twitter, and it's just nice to just chat to them. It doesn't even have to be about music or anything like that. It's just nice to have a chat.
Yeah, that's definitely cool.
Oh, that's nice. So what's next for the band?
So we're working really hard at the moment. We recently bought a whiteboard.
That's how you know it's serious.
That's how you know it's serious. We bought a whiteboard and we started like planning out everything for the next while. So I guess we'll properly announce it here that we have a new single coming out on the 31st of October. It's called Haunted. So kind of fits the date, I guess. It's definitely one of the more conceptual songs we've ever made, and I feel like a lot's going to come from that, and I'm so excited for the track because it sounds amazing. And it's got some really cool influences through it.
It's really cool because it's kind of like, it's a different vibe than what we've been going for before. Like if everything we've done before has been pink, this is definitely dark purple. It's like it's got spooky vibes to it.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, and then following that, we've kind of started working or planning a little further than that as well. We're working really hard behind the scenes on something after Christmas. that hopefully, you know,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get done soon enough. But we're mad excited to see what comes of it, and like what's happened from our first release of Bubblegum to now is just insane. Like we're so happy that there's a community been built, and everyone's been such a help to each other, and that's more than anything we could have ever hoped for.
Definitely.
So yeah, a massive thank you, Ciaran and Mikey, for joining me on my channel. It's been great to chat with you both. And if anyone would like to check out Light Grey, I'll leave all their social media links in the description below. Yeah, thanks very much.
Cheers, thanks for
very
watching.
much.
Yeah, you've got it in me. It's like you brought your own spoon just to stir up shit.